It's the Nebraska Cornhuskers, the top 4 scorers back from a team that flirted with an NCAA berth last year, won 13 conference games, the most in school history, lost just 1 home game. And again, bringing back a lot, including James Palmer, who was a preseason all-conference pick. And he joins us now, along with Glynn Watson, Coach Tim Miles. Before we get into the basketball, how about your football prognosticating a couple weeks ago with Tailgate? You won the week.
You just tell Jerry, Howard, and Spice, come on now. If you really need an expert, just give me a call, shoot me a text. I'll help you out down the way.
All right, we'll see. I think you have a few other things going on, but maybe...
Yeah, but I'll make time for it.
All right. I mean, I assume you can't be in State College this Saturday, right?
No, I'm busy. I am busy.
All right.
Recruiting.
All right. So, fellas, last year you came agonizingly close to making the NCAA tournament. You were certainly a good enough team, without any doubt, to not only play in that tournament, but to play in that tournament and win some games. How does that impact you, James, coming into this year, knowing that you could have been there last year and fell just a little short?
I mean, coming in this year, we definitely more focused than we were last year. Starting off in first couple weeks of practice and just trying to be more engaged this year. And our 4 seniors, well, not 4 seniors, but 3 seniors and 1 junior and Roby. And just trying to come and lead by example and lead vocal for the young guys.
How about from your point of view, Glenn?
I think we just have a chip on our shoulder. I think we know that we came up short, but we can't hold it against ourselves. Just use it as motivation.
Yeah, how do you use that? I mean, so you're the master psychologist, of course. So is that something that you mentioned? Do you use it as motivation, or you just say what happened, and let's focus on this year, and we're good enough without all that other stuff?
I'll only hold it against them when things go bad. I mean,
well, who's to say they don't hold it against you?
Well, I know.
Right?
True.
All right, I'm just saying.
All right. You don't have to protect them all the time.
Goes both ways.
Media guys.
All right.
So, honestly, these guys show up. They work so hard. And they do a great job. They do lead by example. They do show up and work incredibly hard to make this season way better than last season. You know, you sit there and look at, they won 22 regular season games, 13 in the Big Ten, more than we've ever won in Husker history. And it's hollow because you go to the NIT. We don't want to duplicate hollow.
Okay, so what do you guys need to do? And I'm interested from the players first. What needs to happen on this team? I mean, other than Svi Mikhailuk from Kansas missing that shot, but what needs to happen for you guys to be an NCAA tournament team? In other words, on the court, where do you need to improve?
I think we need to improve on our away games, winning bigger games on the road, and showing that we can play in any adversity.
And I just think that, like this year, I think we got more opportunities. You know, we got a lot of good games, a lot of big games, and we get to prove ourselves more. And I think we just got to keep improving each and every day.
Well, talk about improving. I mean, James, you improved by leaps and bounds. How does a guy who never scored more than 4 points a game at Miami come to the Big Ten and tear up the league in the way that you did? Where did your game jump?
I was just waiting for my opportunity, and I'm glad Miles gave me the opportunity to come here in Nebraska. And, just coming out, just relax and let the game come to me. I have a great point guard in Glynn who loves to find me, and Miles did a good job of calling plays for me. So,
well, I tell you
what does Miles have to say about that?
I'll tell you what about James Palmer is, at Miami had options. Should we play James? If he plays good, we're playing for a little while. Good, keep him in there. If he plays bad, take him out. I said, James, there's only one James Palmer here, and you've got to be good. And what I saw in James was, 1, he did seize the opportunity, but 2, he puts in a whole bunch of work. If we lift at 7, guys like Glenn and James are in the gym at 6. All right, Coach, these guys are working so hard. They're so easy to coach because of the work they put into it. And you don't just get better by accident. James is much stronger than he was. His game's much stronger. And you look at a guy like Glenn, of course, too, as I interject. And Glenn has been a guy that did all the heavy lifting as a young guy and now has more weapons around him and has changed his game. And last year he didn't quite shoot as well as he'd hoped to. But I tell you what, I can't wait to turn him loose against the teams this year because he's playing great in practice. I think Glenn's going to have a huge year for us.
Yeah, you know what's interesting when you watch programs develop and players develop within the program, sometimes from the very outset you're given a ton of responsibility, and that was certainly your case, Glenn. Right away, you came in, you're handling the ball, you're running the offense. And again, to Coach's point, I know you didn't shoot it the way you wanted to last year, but where have you seen your game evolve and your command of the game improve in the 4 years?
I think I just matured becoming a leader. You know, Coach Miles and even my teammates helping me evolve into that. I mean, becoming a leader and things like that. And Coach Miles did a good job in film and things like that, helping me see where I can get easier shots to get in the rhythm or finding my teammates. So it's easier playing with these guys, James, Isaac, and Roby. So it make my job more easier. And last year, I didn't play with them type of guys. So when they got on there, I was missing easy shots. But, you know, I just learned from it and ready to, you know, put into play this year.
Yeah, you mentioned Isaac and Isaiah, two guys. Well, obviously Copeland, an incredibly highly recruited player coming out of high school, started at Georgetown. But Isaiah Roby kind of came out of nowhere last year. So give us a sense from each one of those guys what we've seen in terms of evolution of their game, because that's your core four right there.
No doubt. I think we know what these two guys can do. They're go-to guys. Isaac Copeland was a highly recruited guy, went to Georgetown, and Isaiah Roby's an emerging star. There's no doubt Roby's got an incredible skill set, length, athleticism, great kid, and his ceiling is so high, it's amazing. But Isaac Copeland, remember, went through back surgery last year. So at this time last year, he's shooting free throws at the most. And now for him to come out and be practicing full, when he, I thought, was healthy for us last year, around the first of the year, and at Northwestern, I thought was his best. And then he shot the three so well later in the year. He shot, 50%, almost 2 makes a game on the three-point field goals. Was really important to us. Then you look at his ability to finish at the rim and his athleticism. He feels great. He looks great.
All right, Tim the Greek Miles, thank you so much, Coach. Football prognosticator extraordinaire, Glynn Watson and James Palmer. Thanks, guys. Have a great year. Look forward to watching the Huskers this season.
Thank you.
Thank you.